breath, my last breath, my last breath. You won't see me till my last breath, 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 my last breath. I'll leave it all, I'll leave it all. My last breath, 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 my last breath. I'll leave it all, I'll leave it all.
Put it 100%. Yeah, wake up and get to this paper. No, I'ma put in the labor. Steady just making me greater. Yeah, never needed motivation. Just a little concentration. Winning on every occasion. I ain't just here for the moment. Grind for the night to the morning. Pounding the pavement and hitting the clock. I ain't gonna stop till I own it. You ain't did what I done. That's how I know I'm the one. I ain't taking no days off. Back to work with the cameras and as hard as it can. Working as hard as it get.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, so here we go with this stand-up only encounter. We'll see if these guys can play by the rules. Not many rules, but you can't grapple at all. No wrestling of any kind. You also are not permitted to do follow-up strikes on the floor. We are underway. Well, you can spot that wide base, that stance of Yuri Prochazka from a mile away. His opponent didn't see that right hand coming.
Yeah, that right hand is tremendous from Yuri Prochazka. But that right hand starts with that wide base, with his ability to draw out your mistake, and then he always capitalizes on it.
Trying to kick the leg out. Well, the pleasant way to put it is that the fighters are respecting each other, feeling each other out, and managing risk, but really not much in terms of action thus far.
No, they got to get going. I understand that when people are fresh, they're very scary, but you cannot be this cautious. Beautiful body kick.
Oh, and he lands another combination here, really starting to get into a striking game.
I mean, it's stringing them together so effectively, never throwing the same attack more than once. What a job to recognize all the openings in his opponent's defenses.
Under 3 minutes now to go in the round. Oh, straight punch. Back and forth we go. Beautifully timed and place kick there by Magomed Ankalaev. Oh, slips to avoid the right. Well, now these kicks are really starting to pile up since he found his range. This could be trouble.
What a tricky head kick.
Lands the jab. Now his opponent in a world of trouble.
Such a sneaky head kick. He did not recognize it was coming high, and now he's got him hurt bad.
Well, I'm no fighter, but if I rock a guy to that extent, I feel like I'm closing the show.
Absolutely. You got to go close the show if you get a guy hurt that bad. You cannot back off and take your time. He's right for the picking. Going for the fruit.
Prochazka's bleeding from the mouth, Daniel. Looks as though there's a cut on his lip. Thankfully, he's a lot tougher than I am. Right hook to the head block. Oh, man, look how quickly he gets that foot to the target. Well, lands a good series of kicks there, DC. It really didn't take him long to get a good beat on his opponent.
He figured the timing, and now he's been driving kick after kick into his opponent.
Well-placed kick there by Prochazka. And he caught the kick. Oh, that's the biggest shot in the fight thus far. How's his opponent still standing?
I mean, I have no idea. This fight is supposed to be over. It might not be over now, but it's gonna be over.
All right, there's the end of the round, so it was a huge strike to the head that stunned his opponent and nearly got him out of there.
Yeah, that was a big moment. A big strike lands, his opponent's on wobbly legs. That is exactly what...
Ready to fight? Ready.
All right, round two. All right, next round is now underway. I thought there was pretty good back and forth action in the previous round.
Yes, it wasn't a bar fight. It wasn't two guys throwing the kick and sink at each other. But you did see times when it came together and you saw the skill level of these two fighters.
Ankalaev's His head kick is blocked, so no damage inflicted there. Well, you know this is the hurt business, and both guys are compromised at this stage of the fight.
Yeah, both guys are compromised. Both guys have been beat up. Both guys have done a great job of landing, recognizing what they wanted to do. Oh!
And that will do it!
Holy smokes!
Holy smokes.
Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 11 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by knockout, and still the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Magomed Ankalaev.
Oh, well, you can argue that is as big a win as we have ever seen out of Magomed Ankalaev. He gets it done by flush kick.
And the description was fitting. They say it's $2. Slap chickpeas out your cheek until your true hummers. Left the scene to Hellcat scream, cause we don't do Hondas. But we do Benny Honors, taking your baby mamas and hostage me in the Honors. She kids at the baby.